What's up, guys? It's Alex.
It's Quinn.
It's Iconic Comic, and this is going to be one of our last videos of 2016.
Thank fucking God, this year's over.
Yeah. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our top 5 films of the year. Now, for me, I need to look at a list of all the movies because I forget. So mine's not going to be in any order.
Neither is mine.
Okay. So you want to go ahead and start with your...
You want to start? We'll just go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 like that. We'll just go back and forth. Let's go back and forth. Okay, so surprisingly, I'm gonna say it's in my top 5 of the year. I'm gonna say, and I would say this would be number 5. I'm gonna say Batman vs Superman: The Ultimate Edition. So the extended cut of the movie is one of my favorite movies of the year. I thought that the extended version really expanded on a lot of things that maybe weren't looked into very good detail in the actual theatrical cut of the film, and I think that's what turned a lot of people off of the theatrical cut, but I think the extended cut did a really good job of explaining a lot of things, and it's Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
The first time they were together on screen, I kind of have to put that in there.
I'm not going to explain why. I don't really care. I know Suicide Squad's on there. That movie was just fun.
No explanation.
Why? You're
just little mini.
It was just fun. It was just a fun movie. I liked it a lot. The cast is good. Will Smith terrified me the most, but he pulled through. He was probably one of my favorite parts. But yeah, what's your number 2?
I'm gonna say Jungle Book. Jungle Book, because overall one of the most visually stimulating movies I've ever seen. Second to maybe one I'm about to talk about soon, but this film it revolutionized CGI. Like it everything on the screen except for just a few props and the kid was CG, and that blew me away. And a really good child actor too.
I was gonna say that. I agree with that. That's on my list as well. Just because that kid was such a good actor because he acted alone.
Child actors are not always good.
Right.
And he didn't have actors to play off of.
Right. So I thought he did a really, really good job. But that's also on my list.
So that would be like your next one.
Not to cop out and throw it back to you, but...
I'm going to say next, like I said, this is in no particular order, but I'm going to say Doctor Strange. You know, I'm not putting... If Doctor Strange hadn't come out this year, I would probably put Suicide Squad on the list. But because Doctor Strange came out, just the way that Benedict played the part of Doctor Strange, the way he just looked like Doctor Strange, visually amazing film, just different kind of visuals than Jungle Book, but visuals we hadn't seen before in movies. So that's, and Tilda Swinton stole it for me, and yeah, that's why it's up there.
We're on 3, correct?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put. Sorry, I have to look at these because I just forget. Not The Purge, although it was good. I liked The Purge election year. Don't Breathe was also.
There are
good.
movies that I have not seen yet this year. This list could possibly change, but this is just from what I've seen. Like this week, I'm going to go see La La Land, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm also going to see, what was the other one? Patriots Day. I heard that was really good. And I've heard things about Deepwater Horizon, and the trailers didn't grab me, but I heard that it's like really, really good.
Okay, before I forget, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, it has got to be in my top 5. That movie was fantastic. No pun intended. Visually, it was great. The creatures were hilarious. I forget the actor's name that played Newt Scamander. But that guy played him really well. Like, socially awkward was on screen.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. So that's 3. So I have 2 more, and you have 2 more.
Was that 3 for you? Oh yeah, that was. Okay, so I have 2 more.
Yeah.
Captain America: Civil War. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It was the best movie of the summer. I'm not saying the year, but it's the best movie of the summer, hands down. It's just it was a testament to how this cinematic universe that Marvel has is it's so important, and they've kept it continuity wise sound that we built up to this point. Like that's like even though it's in my top 5, the problem sometimes that you look at with Batman vs Superman is you don't buy into it because you haven't been with these characters for this long. They built up to this point perfectly. You couldn't have done a Civil War movie in 2010. Even though you had all the characters to do it, you couldn't. You could not do it. You would have to have built these relationships. So that's why it's number 2, I guess.
For me, my second to last, not in any order, but 10 Cloverfield Lane was one of those movies where I didn't know much going into it, and honestly,
Did that come out this year?
yeah.
It must have been early, like January, February, right?
Yeah, I saw it, and
We saw it together.
the last, if you chop off the last 5 minutes, it's an amazing movie. I'm still putting it on my list.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet, but the last 5 minutes was basically like, by the way, this is in the Cloverfield universe.
Yeah,
And I don't
that's
think
all
they
that
needed it.
was. But the rest of the movie with John Goodman was, I was on the edge of my seat.
It was a psychological thriller.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and like Marvel movies like Doctor Strange really entertained me, but I wasn't on the edge of my seat, you know. But stuff like that, like 10 Cloverfield Lane, I was on the edge of my seat. Not to say that Strange was bad. I still liked it, you know.
So
I've got one more.
let's do 3 honorable mentions that we couldn't fit into the list. You have to get the list back out.
Well, because I don't know. I forget. I don't know how you remember them all.
Okay, so my honorable mentions would be Deadpool. It was really hard to keep that out of my top 5 because I don't think there's ever been a comic book adaptation from page to screen that has been that accurate in the history of comic book movies.
You can name your 2 more.
So Deadpool is up there in my honorable mentions. Hacksaw Ridge was amazing. That Andrew Garfield killed it. Mel Gibson killed it directing. It was just this great inspirational story. I loved every second of that movie. And the last on my honorable mention would be I just lost it. Suicide Squad.
No, you can't look because you know them all.
No, I didn't look. Suicide Squad, even though it had its problems, and they were very glaring problems, it was a fun movie. If you didn't go to that movie and just not have fun, I don't know what to do with you. Like, obviously there were story problems and a villain that did this, but it doesn't matter when there's all that fun going on around. So, by the way, if you think that there people saying there should be a Justice League versus Suicide Squad movie, you're stupid.
That's dumb.
There's a girl with a bat. Superman would just bzzz, they're all done. Like, and they have the Flash. So yeah, it's kind of stupid.
Anyway, so is that your 3?
Yeah.
All right. So for my honorable mentions, Zootopia.
I thought you were about to say Zoolander 2. I went,
No.
Get out of here.
Zootopia was. It's just a fun movie. It's a kids movie, but it was it was a fun film to go watch. I've seen it multiple times, and I'll watch it again.
The smart movie.
It was a very smart
Animated.
kids movie. Let's see, for my next honorable mention, not X-Men.
No,
not Apocalypse.
Not X-Men.
Don't Breathe. I'm gonna put Don't Breathe on my honorable mention.
Amazing.
I was on the edge of my seat.
This is why I told you we should have done a top 10.
Nah, it made me uncomfortable in the right spots. That was wrong to say. I mean, timeline-wise, like, it's hard to explain. But Don't Breathe was a fun movie to go watch. For my third and final honorable mention, I'm gonna go ahead. Did I talk about Doctor Strange?
No.
No.
You haven't even talked about Civil War.
It's not going on my list.
What? Not even in your top 5 of the year?
No.
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Doctor Strange in my third
I saw Ghostbusters and I went,
honorable
Get
mention.
out of here.
Just because I couldn't fit it in my top 5. But it was one of those movies where, you know, like you had to go and watch it a few times to get everything, and even then you still miss stuff. So, in a good way, like it was like a stuffed turkey, you know.
Okay.
I mean, it was good.
All right.
So okay, on 3,
because it's the same one.
3, 2, 1. Rogue One. Rogue One was the best. If
subjectively,
if nothing else, no, it's fact.
It's not
Spoiler
facts.
alert! If nothing else, Vader wrecking shop at the end.
Here's my thing with Rogue One, just to put it in a tight box. There are moments in this movie that are some of the best moments in all of Star Wars film. Like, every Star Wars movie ever made, some of the best moments in the history of Star Wars are in this movie.
And everything in that movie had to happen.
Served a purpose.
Everything. There was not one redundant thing. You could probably make an argument for like a couple people, but...
Like the walrus guy.
Yeah, okay.
That cameo.
Sure. But every little thing had to happen. Everything had its purpose. There was literally everything at stake. Everything at stake. When the rebel troops had the plans and the little floppy disk in the hallway, right before Vader started to wreck shop, like if that thing would have like been dropped and broken, like if you ever broken a light bulb by dropping it, like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Like, that's a Death Star plans. Oh, like, Fred broke it.
Fred.
Good going, Fred. Yeah, but that all the characters were good too. I mean, you could also make arguments for the main girl. What's her name?
Jyn.
Jyn.
Jyn Erso.
Like the drink, Jyn.
Yes.
Okay.
Jyn though.
She was kind of two-dimensional.
Flat.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, but even she was just like, she wrecked stuff too. I mean,
She wrecked stuff too. Look, like with Rogue One, I don't want to turn this into another Rogue One review. It's just, you know, I was excited for Rogue One. I did not expect what I got from it.
like, my expectations were here. It was here.
Because like when my excitement for The Force Awakens was 10 times my excitement for Rogue One, because it's the continuation of the story.
Yeah.
And that's what we all want. We love that continuation. So my excitement for Force Awakens was like here, and Rogue One I would say was like right here. And expectations.
Now seeing them both, it's like,
Well, like my expectations
mine.
were met. They were met with Force Awakens.
Okay.
They didn't exceed, but they were met with Force Awakens. With Rogue One, it was just unexpected. Very unexpected. I think nobody saw that coming. So
all right, we got 4 minutes to this. So those are our top 5s with some honorable mentions. Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like,
comment,
share,
subscribe.
and then we will see you next year, stacked full of movies. We're about to run out of camera. You better hurry up.
3 minutes.
You better hurry up.
Calm down. Let us know what your top 5 movies of the year were in the comment section down below. We want to hear from you guys.
Cue music.
Holy Grail.